guys, welcome to Angel Whispers. Vanessa here speaking, and today we have another vlog, and this is with regards to what happened last week. And anyway guys, this is actually requested to me by the Archangel, Saint Michael, the Archangel, because during this period the angels told me that this is really needed by some people. And actually, I hope that this is safe to put out there, because actually the things that I will share to you is kinda like shocking, but it may help others, but yet it's kinda like sensitive too with regards to some people that are actually involved in this situation. So anyway, since the angels asked me to share this, so I have to put it out there. To begin with the story guys, it all happened when my friend messaged me with regards to her sickness. And actually I was shocked about the news because it was all of a sudden and not expected at all. And so she mentioned to me that she needs an operation, so I asked what is her sickness. And she told me that this is with regards to one of her eyes that is close to blindness, and then the other eyes of hers is also in danger of having such case as well. In her case situation, she has this eye problem ever since she was little. Okay, and it got terrible during this time. And so she has to go to Manila to actually have her eyes operation, and of course to have a checkup before the operation, of course. And then she asked me if I can be able to go towards the hospital to help her out and to be with her during the checkup. So I do agree to be with her, and gladly that my parents allow me to actually go with her. So anyway, she lives in the province and she really has to travel a long way to get to Manila. And so it happened that I was able to meet her. She was with her cousin, and then one of our batchmates is also there. And then they're discussing where will she stay while she's having checkup. And actually the doctor, this is after the checkup, okay, the doctor required her to really have an operation right away so that they can be able to save her eye that was close to blindness. And so we are discussing what to do next, etc. So actually her condition is very sensitive. She's not allowed to actually have some activities that will require her to have to be forced, okay? And if ever she will travel, it needs to be light, because she needs to make sure that there's no bump, or it's not going to be a bumpy ride. So going back to the province is not a good idea after a checkup. And then we discussed where will she stay. Actually, she can stay with my batchmate. My batchmate lives in a dormitory, and then of course I live in a house. Alright, and then with regards to my case situation, I think it's okay because I have a spare bedroom in my room, since my twin sister is away ever since that she got married. So I have a spare bedroom. And anyway, first of all, I need to ask my parents if that will be okay, and glad that they replied that it's okay. So she stayed in my room after the checkup. So we're together after that, and while her her cousin has to go back to the province to actually ask some help with regards to the financial situation. Actually, I do want to help her with regards to, let's say, posting GoFundMe, etc. But yet I can't do that on my channel because first of all, it's very dangerous here. If I was attacked by nasty spellcasters, what more if I post something about my friend, right? And then my friend's face is there, and then the whole name too. So to actually protect her from nasty people, I have to actually prevent from posting. So on the end of her cousin, that's what she's going to do, to ask some help to provide something for her operation, because actually she has less family members now, okay, and most of them are kids actually. What she have right now, most are nephews actually. Anyway, what happened is that during the week, while we are waiting for, let's say, procedures, etc., I was shocked on the other day after her first overnight in my home that my parents will actually needed to go back to the province all of a sudden, and I don't know why. Actually, I find it strange. And anyway, during the time after her overnight stay, first overnight stay in my house, we have to go out again so that she can be able to actually talk to one of the doctors that has some experience with regards to, let's say, eye operation, because the first doctor that she talked to actually handles different case. And since that doesn't resonate much with the case situation of her eyes, she has to actually talk to another doctor that was recommended for her eye situation. So anyway, when we are about to get out of the house, my parents informed me that they have to go back to the province, and then that will be on the day that we will go out because she needs another checkup. Okay? And then I was required actually to go back home earlier on because I have to look after our dogs at the house. And then so what happened is that our plan is like this, okay? So I have to go back early as soon as my friend's cousin will be able to meet us up in the clinic. That's the time wherein I will go back home so that I can watch over the dogs that we have in our house. And then so it happened that her cousin came in, and then I was able to get home earlier on. And so actually she really needed to stay because they thought that she will have an operation earlier on. So that's the reason why she stayed again in my house after the checkup. So anyways, a lot of things has happened while she was staying with me. Actually, we are shocked as well that I received a news from my parents that they will extend their stay on the province. So actually I find it really weird. So actually have certain news about all of a sudden stuff with regards to my home situation, because it's really rare to happen, first of all. And I'm also sensing like something is protecting my friend, and I don't know what it is. Because first of all, if ever my parents will be around, actually they will not allow my friend to stay for a long time in our house. Actually, I just allowed my friend because my parents is not allowed, and it's not around. It's what I'm trying to say. It's not around, and I really want to help her out with her problem, so I allow her to actually stay in our house during those period. So anyway, with the news of her having to, given a chance to prolong her stay in our house is really joyous for her. Actually, the reason why it's extended, because there's a reason for that. I think there's divine intervention that has been happening. So, during the last day of her stay, well, we are actually taking our breakfast. It's close to lunch actually, because we actually woke up late. Alright, and then while we are taking our breakfast, kind of like brunch already, she browsed her phone and then she asked me to sense one of her exes. And then so I did what she told me. And then she actually shared stories that her ex, actually first boyfriend I think of hers, okay, actually her ex is somebody who's stuck with a person that that he don't like, and they're not married actually, they're just together, and then they already have kids. And then what happened is that I asked if I can sense the girl, okay, the partner of her ex. So I sense. One of my power actually is to sense by photos, by cards. As you observe me on how I read the cards, very different from other readers. If readers can actually do this, just look at the cards and then read, it's not my style, okay? Because my power is different, guys. I need to actually hold the cards to sense. That's what you notice, right? Like I read cards by touching. Sense of touch is my power. So anyway, upon touching her phone like this, and then the image of the ex-lover's person is there, I sense that she has a vibe of one of my friend's colleague. So I told her about it. And then she told me, hey, they're not connected together, so how come did you sense that colleague of mine? I told her, no, I mean, this person has the same vibe as your colleague. So, anyway, I don't know where it began that we noticed something odd and strange already. And then she'll browse one of her phone's photo. Okay, the one with when we go towards an art exhibit. I'm with her during that time, and it was nighttime during those times that we went to the art exhibit. And so again, I sense, okay, example, this is the photo, I sense again, that group photo. On that group photo, I sense that there's actually a shadow figure. Actually, on that image, it was not shown, but if you have a same power like mine, you can sense. And the odd thing is that I also sense her colleague, but her colleague is not on the photo, and I find it really strange why I sense her there. So since I have sensed something odd and strange, she browsed again another photo of us again in that same event, which is the art exhibit, but on some area there's no shadow thing that I sense. It's just on a certain photo. And then I asked her to give me another image, and then she showed me an image of her with fellow friends that she has. And then what do you call this? And then it was kind of like daylight still, one of the photos. So I didn't sense that that shadow thing that I sensed earlier on the art exhibit photo. And then I asked her if ever that nasty entity or whatever it is that I sense appeared during the night. And so she again gave me a set of pictures of hers in the nighttime. And I sense again that negative entity. My gosh, it's freaking me out. So I told her I sense it again. And then she opened up to me, like, during that time that she discovered that her eye has a problem. She has suicidal thoughts, and then she dressed up because she wants to commit suicide during those times. And then she also written a suicidal note already. And then what happened is that she stopped herself because she thinks that she will actually have a sin if ever she will do that, sin against God. And then that night she also saw a shadowy figure at her house. It was near the door, like staring at her house. And then she told that to her, her relatives. And then so they check out outside of the door if there's somebody else there, because she thought that there could be a robber that's outside waiting for a time to come in. They didn't see anything during those times, and she thought that that could be the shadowy figure that I sensed earlier on. So we find it strange. So actually during those times, I grabbed these cards that I have, try to check what it is that we see, or I sense. Sorry about that. She see and what I sense. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we discovered that actually her colleague is nasty. She put, we are shocked about the news. She put actually a spell work on me, on my friend, and on our batchmate to be tied down with a nasty entity. Imagine that. And the purpose of why she tied us to a bad entity is to sacrifice us, so that that nasty entity that was contracted to us will take over our body, so that we will be like her colleague that's very evil, etc. So we are shocked on, of course, what we discovered. And honestly, living a life with a nasty entity that was tied down to you is actually harsh. Like example, we're being followed by bad luck in terms of love life and in terms of career. And not only that, we are being hated by a lot of people without any reason. Like it's like we have a hate spell on us. That's the thing that's happened to us. And actually, I asked my friend, how is your life before you met this colleague of yours? And she told me that actually her life is better. It's not like this. Actually, when I met this friend of mine, I find her strange as well. Like she's pessimistic most of the time. What pessimistic means, negative thinker, okay? She's pessimistic most of the time. And then sometimes she has a negative vibe. And also my problem with regards to myself, because of course I also read that colleague of hers also attached something to mine. How did I get involved? It's because of the reason that before the pandemic, she actually have a work. She worked as a receptionist in one of the massage parlors on near our school. And then sometimes we hang out there, and and her boss allows us to stay there. And so since I hung out there with one of our batchmates, and of course hers too, because that's where she works, we encounter her colleague. And yeah, that's what happened. So that's why I got involved. And anyway, during that time, I also have attitude problem too. Because she's kind of like grumpy, and she also kind of like pessimistic as well. Me, on the other hand, I have a problem with regards to jealousy issue that I don't like. I find it really strange that I kind of like jealous sometimes. even some of the YouTuber also helped me out with regards to this one. I'm trying to actually before I noticed this, I try to actually get rid of that jealousy issue. I also have anger issues not ever since I met a colleague, but that is my problem since the beginning part of my, what do you call this, when I was married with my ex-husband. That's a problem of mine, that sometimes I can't control my anger issues. And yeah, I thought that is really normal. And with regards to our batchmate, because remember, it's me, her, my friend, and then one of our batchmate. With regards to our batchmate, actually, I sense that she is into pain. And actually, I don't know how to resolve it, because what do you mean she's into pain? She's somebody who likes pain. That's what I noticed with her. At the same time, she has negativity that I also sense, that I can explain really. And according to my friend, she also has family issues. And anyway, since we discovered that we are binded in a certain entity, so I asked again the cards what to do to actually remove this. So in the beginning part, my gosh, I was so shocked. Like, the cards are all in reverse. And then I find it strange, kind of like the energy. That's not good anymore. So I decided to take out the candles that I made, the one that remove any evil entities, and the other one is Spellbreaker. So I put it there on the table, on the dinner table. And then I read again, and the reading is actually clear. And then it showed that we need to pray, we need to ask the divine for this. For guidance, so that we can be able to be removed from the nasty entities. So anyway, I was gathering candles to actually for the prayer, so that we will be removed from the bondage that her colleague put us through. Anyway, as I was gathering materials, I sensed the boss of my colleague, the boss of my friend. That's what I sense. And I also sense the crush. Really sorry, I was confused. I sense the boss of my friend and then the crush of hers. Actually, I was gathering the cards here, and I think this is not in order. Forgive, guys. Anyway, I sense her crush, and I also sense her boss. And then, of course, I gather our candles. Me, my friend, and our batchmate. I really wonder why I sense these two people, to be honest. So I have no choice but to actually gathered materials as well for them. And so that's what we did. And then during the prayer, when I lit all the candles and pray, I try to observe each and every candle that represents the people that was victimized by the colleague of my friend. And then what happened is that her boss actually has the biggest flame among the rest, and her candle finished faster than all of the candles there. As I was reading the flame feels like anger, too much anger, too much negativity. And I discovered by reading the candle that actually that person wants her to die early. That's the thing that I sense with that person. And while with regards to the crush of my friend, we noticed 3 flames there, and one is a little small flame. And then my friend tell me that actually she mentioned to her colleague that her crush will have a baby with with his partner. But yet, what happened is that the baby wasn't full. The girl has a miscarriage, and that's why the baby wasn't formed. And actually, it hurt this family, her crush and his wife, and of course their son too, was hurt about that thing that had happened. And this is really sad that every time that her colleague will say something that makes us happy, and even whatever we share, she curses. And that's why I'm kinda like double thinking on sharing this story, because this is how sensitive it was, that her colleague is really nasty, okay, upon doing these nasty things. And with regards to the boss thing, actually we do reading with regards to hers too, why is it there's anger with regards to this person. And then we discovered actually that it's out of jealousy with regards to the boss. Jealousy because she's a boss, because she don't do much, and she's angry that she has much compared to that colleague who curses. That's what happened. And then with regards to my friend actually has a potential, because to be honest, I was so shocked during her stay. Like, she can actually sense. She also told me that, when she got this sickness, there's something that talked to her, whispered to her, that she will discover whom was doing nasty things on her. Okay? And that's why she talked to one of her relatives from province to actually help her to find a healer, to actually figure out whom is the one who's doing these nasty things. And she never actually expect to know something from me. Anyway, so yeah, she has strong senses. And during those periods, we have a problem with regards to my batchmate's candle. Actually, her candle is kind of like eternal flame, like it didn't stop burning. When it's melted, it's still burning, and we find it really strange. And then, on my perspective, I think we have to wait. But yet, she quickly moved somewhere in the kitchen, and then she grabbed a salt and then poured that on our batchmate's candle. And the reason why it flamed like that, because her anger with one of her family members is actually so great. And I told my friend, maybe she was almost to the point wherein she will give in to the negative entity. Honestly, yeah, because of course, a lot of bad things has happened to us because of this nasty spell work that her colleague put us through. And the reason why we have certain bad lucks, it's because to push us to actually lose ourselves and then be mad to the divine, to God. To force us to be hateful towards God. And actually that colleague of hers has anger with regards to the divine. That's why she acts a certain way, and she don't like happy people, to be honest with you. So she really forced to actually belittle us. She forced us to be belittled, not to accelerate at all, so that we will be sacrificed to this nasty entity. And in my friend's situation, actually, since she has superpowers just like me, what she did was, she did this nasty thing so that she will be evil, and then she will be included towards her colleague's coven. Because my friend told me that last year, this colleague of hers reached out to her mentioning that she entered a certain group of people, that she is a healer now, and of course she can also curse. That's also what she added. And I was thinking, like, if ever my friend fall into this trap, that colleague of hers might recruit her. That's the thing, once that this nasty entity took over my friend's body. So anyway, with regards to my situation, actually while I was praying, I kind of sensed like nasty entity was really bugging me a lot. I sense that it's not normal anymore. Like that nasty entity is wanting me to say that it was my fault why this happened, etc. And actually I keep on praying because I know that a lot of people curse me, not only this colleague of hers. So I prayed many times. And of course I also admit some of my mistakes in the past, that I was awakened before. And when I was awakened before, when I was angry with somebody whom robbed my cell phone during those time, honestly, to be honest with you, I cursed one time with a certain individual who stole my phone. But that's the only thing that I did it. And ever since then, I don't curse anyone anymore. So anyway, during that time, with regards to my candle, actually it was calm. It was just light compared to other candles out there, and could be because of the reason that I'm close to the divine, and that's another benefit of mine. And it's a huge relief for me to be removed from the nasty entity, because finally I will know myself and I will be able to remove myself from the toxic attitude that I have, which has a problem with anger issues that I can't even control, and also my problem with jealousy issue that I don't understand why I have. And anyway, with regards to the anger issue, it's not normal for me. And some people say, actually this is one of the light workers that mentioned to me, that is your goddess within. And that, with regards to the Greek mythology thing, you can see that the gods and goddesses there are acting weird whenever they're mad, and they thought that it's just normal. But for me, it's not normal, because whenever I'm mad, I can't really control myself. Like, if I'm mad, it's really terrible, really. So that's a problem of mine. Now, actually, after we resolve this case situation, okay, with regards to the friend, okay, I don't know if I continue the story, but with regards to the candle of my friend, that was my friend, my colleague, oh dear, I can hardly speak, our batchmate, okay, the candle of our batchmate is burning, right, non-stop, and so my friend of mine took a salt from our kitchen and then used that to extinguish the fire. It worked. And then what we did next is that we actually buried the one that was failure. That is our batchmate's candle. That's a failure because, it burns so much. So my friend told me that we must bury it, so we buried that. And then the other candles that was successfully burnt, we separate that from the one that of my batchmate. We separate that. We actually what do you call this? We actually wrap it with black garbage bag, because my friend told me that it has to happen so that no one will detect whomever unbind us from nasty entity. So that's what we did. Actually, I'm sharing this procedure so people may know how to remove from themselves from certain negativity, okay? And that's also what you're going to do if ever you will unbind a binding spell, if somebody curses you with binding spell and so forth. And that's what we did. And then we put that what they call this, he put that stuff away from me outside the house so that, no one will detect who did it. Okay, who unbinded the spell work. So actually, we are really shocked about what happened. I thought that this is just a simple spell that is, the most cases that I encountered. This is the first time that I encountered that someone is actually binded towards negative entity. And then binded so that we will be offered to nasty entity to take over our bodies. Actually, I'm crying while I'm sharing this because of the reason that this is a huge relief for me. Ever since that I was unbinded to a nasty entity, actually, I know myself even more. I don't really have jealousy issue, and then I don't really have anger issues. Like, I'm always calm and I'm not grumpy, and I'm really thankful that I was released. And to be honest, in my situation, I think that it's not just because of the spell work of this colleague of hers, but I think it's because before in the past I was a Wiccan, and as a Wiccan, my attitude really is very different from what I am now. Really. I'm so negative in the past. And I'm very rebellious in the past too when I'm still a Wiccan. That's what I am. And I'm very fearless in the past. And now, I have a lot of fears, actually. And I am in a calm state. I'm not a negative thinker. Before I am, and now I'm not. And after this unbinding thing, I feel so calm. I feel so relief. And my voice has changed. Like, it's calmer than before. And actually, before I met this colleague of hers, I have a boyfriend during those times. It's my Argentinian guy. My life was happy. And then ever since I met this colleague of hers, I have bad lucks with regards to love life. And also my friend told me about it too. Like, she has a lot of bad lucks. And she feels like she was hated by people around her. And so far, I didn't see the effect in my case situation. I'm not sure if people around me are the same or do they love me more. Okay. So anyways, anything else, angels? Okay, so with regards to the cards, actually after being unbinded towards this negativity, the angels also advised me to actually get rid of the cards. It happened when my friend is not around anymore. Okay, she went back to the province. Anyway, so yeah, they asked me to get rid of the cards that full of negativity, cards that doesn't resonate with me, and those things that I didn't use anymore as well. So that's what I did. And that's why I have minimal cards now. And if ever I will do readings, I don't know if I can survive because I lack tarot cards. I don't have cards for extra read. Example, if ever I will try to figure out what is the karma, etc. Because even my karma card is something that they asked me to dispose of. Anyway, so yeah, that's also the thing. That's the reason why I shared too. Because people need to realize that actually, being away from the divine has negative effects too, like being a Wiccan. Like can be, you don't know that you're actually attracting negative entity to enter your body. Actually, I really don't know what happened during my vacant period. Maybe I have nasty entity within, that's why my attitude changed. So if ever you notice to yourself that you have a lot of bad lucks, like your attitude is strange, like you're jealous most of the time, and you have anger issues that you don't know why, you can control it, you really need to pray to God. You need to light a candle and pray to God. And if ever you're cursed, also tell the divine not to permit anymore those people that curse you, etc., to curse you anymore, because you've gone through a lot and you don't deserve these things, because first of all, you didn't harm people. Okay, that's what you need to pray. Anyways, anything else? Of course, be close to God, because God will give you protection. And if ever some nasty spell will strike on you, it's not that much of a hurt with regards to you. Can actually send some tidbits of that certain curse, but not much. Okay? Is there anything else? That's it, I say. So anyway, thank you for listening to my story, and sending you all peace, love, and light. Bye.